I'm sorry not to be able to join you in person, but I wanted to thank you for the work you're doing with offenders and say something quickly about rehabilitation. As you know, this government is spending a good deal of time and effort in trying to improve rehabilitation, trying to make sure that we extend rehabilitation in particular to those offenders who receive at the moment short custodial sentences and don't get, as a matter of course, the rehabilitation and support we'd want them to have. That matters in particular because those offenders also have the highest reoffending rates, as you know. So that's something we're already doing as part of legislation. But something we did some time ago in relation to legislation was to change the rules relating to the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. And I know that you take a particular interest in this, so let me just update you as to where we are. As you know, the Legal Aid Sentencing and Punishment of Offenders Act allows for the reduction in the periods where offences have to be registered under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. Now those changes take effect on the 10th of March. And that's important because you and I know that it's important for offenders to recognise the opportunity to move on from the mistakes they've made in the past. Of course, this is always a balance, and there are some offences where it's important that those offences are still registered and declared indefinitely. But for many others who've made a mistake early on in their lives, it's important that they have the opportunity to move on. Offenders have created a problem for themselves in any event by offending, but it is important that the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act helps them to move on where they can. So I'm delighted that we've been able to make this change and that, as I say, it will now take effect on the 10th of March. I hope you have a very productive conference, and once again, thank you for the work you're doing.